Here we are, once again, on Debbz Den in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. And today I have a nice treat for you. I have Jade Sotar with me. And welcome, Jade.
Thank you very much,
You're
Deb.
welcome. And today we're going to start with having a little bit of a little tune we're going to play for you here with some crystal singing bowls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about the bowls here for a second?
Absolutely.
First, Jade?
So the first bowl here, I don't know if you can see, oh yeah, this is, these bowls are made from the purest form of clear crystal quartz in the world. And this one here is infused with ruby and emerald, which is connected to the throat and the heart chakra. I'll just give one little hum. Oh, love that. And this one here is infused with iron, which comes with a grandmother energy.
I love that one too.
Yeah, they're beautiful. The bowls are, I use the bowls for, to enhance meditation. When you couple the vibration of the bowl with your intention through meditation, you literally feel the vibrations through your body. You don't just hear the sound, you feel it going through your body, because our bodies are crystalline in base, so the vibrations speak literally to the different cells throughout the body.
So that vibration just increases
Yep.
everything in our crystalline bodies. Let's give it a sample, and then we'll get into a little bit more, and we'll do it, and also a meditation. Hopefully you're doing a little meditation.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's also meditation after the show too, but that's a little bit down the street.
Yes, it
So
is.
what is this thing I have here that you said I can play?
That is a Zafir Shanty. It is made in France. It's basically a chime, but the vibration off of this chime is unbelievable. It's very, I want to say childlike and soothing, and you can hear it. But there's also the vibration that comes off of it. Again, you feel that throughout your body as well. It's very cool.
Yeah. Okay, let's play a little tune. Take your time. That just carries, hey?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It does. The vibration
Wow.
literally goes on for infinity. So when you set an intention and you play the bowls coupled, like I said, with that meditation, it's that resonance carries on. The vibration never stops, and so it resonates through your vibration continuously through eternity.
Wow. I noticed that there was points in there that were just like, well, you could just feel it getting into you. And that is just amazing. I love that. See how we're doing here. Well, we're live, so that's good. So thanks for coming up. So I regularly, every show, mention your crystals, and so I'm really happy to have you back. And again, just to mention that we are on Just FM, live in Lethbridge, Alberta. And welcome to Debbz Den. This is Jade Sotar, and she is the Alchemy Connection.
Jade's Alchemy Connection.
Jade's Alchemy Connection. I guess there's probably a few of them.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I imagine
more and
there's-
more.
Yeah, all the time. So, how did you get interested in crystal bowls?
Well, funny story. I was working down in the States, helping to facilitate 3 and 4 and 5 day workshops.
Okay, I'm gonna move these mics just so that
Oh,
we're
okay.
making sure we're close to them.
Okay. Anyways, I was down in the States in California, actually, working with Greg Moores at the time, facilitating workshops. And he had a friend of his that was, he was a monk for 19 years. His name is Bruce Manaka.
Mhm.
You can check him out at manakastudios.com. Anyways, Bruce and his wife Patty had come into the workshop to facilitate with their crystal singing bowls. And I think he had 10 or 12 of them. And I was very busy trying to, had a bunch of stuff to get done, and Greg had said, you need to be in the room when this guy does his bowls. And I said, no, I don't have time.
Oh.
Too much stuff to do. And he said, no, you drop what you're doing and you be there. And so, of course, I got in there, and I'm very grumpy at this point because I have a sore back. I have so much stuff to do. Anyways, and of course, they cleared all the chairs, so we had to sit on the floor, which made me grumpy.
Oh, I like the floor.
And anyways, so Bruce started to play these bowls, and like I said, he had 10 or 12 of them. And I wasn't a big meditator at that point, but I shut my eyes, and it was like I dove down my spine into my lower back, and I could see the sinew replenishing itself.
Wow.
It was intense. I'd never experienced anything like that. And so every time I went down to California after that, I'd miss the meditation with Bruce, and I'm like, no. So he would come out into the lobby and do a meditation for whoever was there. And you had a didgeridoo on last week, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and with
Daniel's son was
Daniel's
here
son, yeah.
with a
Awesome.
didgeridoo, and hopefully he'll be at the Spiritual Center sometime soon
Nice.
too.
So anyways, Bruce will bring his didgeridoo and his bowls and his Zafir shanty and his all these things. And eventually, my husband, Greg, and I traveled down to see Bruce in his, they live up in the Santa Cruz Mountains in a yurt, actually, beautiful. And we sat down, and Bruce did a meditation for Greg and I, and he said, you have to get one of these. And so that's how I got this one.
Oh, wow, that's
that was
sweet.
my first one, and so I bought
So your
that.
husband was
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, oh no.
Yeah, it was awesome. And he's not a big meditator at all, but there's no denying the feeling that you get when you...
Well, that's what I was
feel
saying. Even just sitting here, just listening to you, I could feel the vibrations. And I know I do your meditations often, and I just really like that feeling of something's changing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
It's moving your energy and lifting it up. The stuff that's not serving you out, basically, is what it feels like. It's just...
Yeah, whatever that intention you set is what it does, for sure.
Wow, so yeah, that's a lot of fun. So this one then was from down in California?
No, actually, so they're both made from Crystal Tones, which is in the States, but there's only one distributor in Canada, which is Martha Burkett with the Amaryllis Center for Healing. She has one in Banff and one in Cochrane. So my first stop was in Cochrane. And I actually had a session with her, which was amazing. Again, absolutely amazing. So that was the first one. That was, I don't even know how many years ago now. I'm due for another one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be pretty hard to part with any of them, though.
Oh, yeah, no, I won't be getting rid of any. That's
Just
for
maybe
sure.
a new tone.
Yeah.
So what are we in this one here? I'm noticing it says a key, or is there...
Yeah, they both have, every single one of the Crystal Tones bowls is... They are toned to plus or minus 30 on the key. That's how specific it is.
Wow.
Yeah, they are the most powerful bowls in the world. In the world. And so, yeah, this one is, that one's an A, I think. Is that right?
It says
A
7-inch A.
Yeah, A
Plus 15.
Plus 15. And this, I think, is a I can't remember if it's a G or a C, plus, I can't remember what the number is on it,
But they're different anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel the different vibration from each of them too.
Yeah.
This one looks small and cute, but it's
Powerful.
powerful. It's surprising that this one can come up with a sound that is just,
yes.
you're
So-
looking for where the sound comes from. isn't
Yeah.
it?
I have lots of people tell me, I had to open my eyes to see if you were right in front of me. And I was across the room, so.
Oh, I find that the sound carries. It doesn't sound like the sound is necessarily coming from you.
No.
It can sound like it's coming off of the walls or out the windows or
Yeah.
something.
Or bouncing between your ears.
Are bouncing between your ears. And I know at first it was surprising that it was so loud. And, you know, one of the weirdest things, I don't know if it's weird, is I only heard it on one side at a time.
Yeah, that's not unusual.
How's that possible? I mean, we're listening, and all of a sudden I only have the sound coming in one side and not the other.
That's where the vibration needed to go.
Oh, wow. Strange that is.
Yeah. So the grandmother bowl, it's interesting because I don't know if there's a specific chakra that she's connected to, but for me, she definitely resonates in my root chakra and in my sacral chakra.
Okay.
Very much so. And actually, the bottom 3 chakras, actually.
Right, that's what I noticed is that, but this one was very much up
very
in
much up in your
throat
chest and throat.
in chest and throat. When that one played, I could start to feel things like just shifting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, someone's a little bit nervous on that. It's like, it's happening again.
Yeah, I have a lot of people tell me when they come to my meditations and we experience this bowl, and we're clearing out that throat chakra, that it can be challenging because a lot of us have, we're stuck in the throat chakra because we don't like to say a lot of things.
Some do, some say too much.
Some do. Isn't that the truth? But yeah, this bowl definitely allows us, but because it's both the heart and the throat chakra, it allows, we always start with the heart, of course, and open that up. And the heart chakra is, of course, as you know, where we have this ability to show compassion and love, and not just for everybody else, but for ourselves first. And then when we move that energy up into the throat chakra, and we allow ourselves to speak with courage and authenticity, when you add the two together, and you do that here first before you're doing it out there in the world, it's interesting how it's easier to open that up when you're focusing it on yourself first.
Well, I think a lot of people actually, you know, not only mothers, fathers too, but a lot of people put their needs and their stuff aside for most of their lives and just go through the motions of life and make sure everything's perfect, everything's pretty, and everybody's fed, clean, and healthy. And it really, they don't express themselves, and they don't talk about themselves, and they're parents, they're in service. So a lot of times, I think people do suppress what they really have to say and just think, well, tomorrow's a new day, I'll just let that go.
And that's not just parents. It's,
Oh yeah, kids too and
it's
stuff.
everywhere. Kids are it's interesting when kids experience the bowls. They experience them very differently than grown-ups do,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is good. I know my granddaughter, she likes them, and actually kids like them. And I have a few of them, and I'll get everybody going at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun that people who aren't around it a lot, even people who aren't around the woo woo or the the other stuff that
Voodoo.
well, woo woo as well as calling it. With the psychic stuff and the mediumship and the spiritual stuff. A lot of people aren't into that, but yet they want to play with that crystal because it's like a draw in or something.
Yeah, nobody can deny the feeling of the bowls. It's I've never had anyone hear the bowls and not feel them. I actually take them to convalescent homes and play. I do laughter yoga first.
Oh,
so they
that's
think
fun.
I'm insane,
Yeah,
which is fine.
especially when you're wandering around like a penguin.
No, we don't do the penguin one, and most everyone's in wheelchairs when we do it there. So we do some different ones. But when I bring out the bowls, at the end of the session, that's what they want to talk about. What was that? That was wild.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Really, they feel it through all the cells.
And like we're saying, that's good for everything. I think babies. I know when I'm at the market, I do the handmade market, which is another one coming up next month, I think on the 22nd.
Okay.
We have another Lethbridge handmade market, and I know if I'm sitting there and I hear babies crying or kids crying, it's really usually very busy. There's like 2,000-3,000 people there during the day, and it can get really, really busy. And as soon as if I hear a kid crying or something, a baby, I'll just start playing, and it's amazing how fast they stop to listen, and they just open their eyes, and you can see they're looking for the sound. And it almost works like within seconds.
I wish I'd had these when my son was colic.
Yeah, I know it's so that also, if you're a parent and you have a young one that's kind of cranky sometimes, get them a little crystal bowl, or even you can get brass ones or silver or all kinds, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
hmm I know that. And that's just really soothing for children and old people alike, and me in the middle, right in the middle.
That's funny.
I still like it too. Yeah. So there's what else do you do? I know you've probably got a whole list of things that you do. What have you got going on?
Actually, I have quite a list of things I do. I do the drop-in meditations. That's going to shift up a little bit here after the end of May. I'm not exactly positive what it's going to look like yet or where, but I still will be coming to Lethbridge at least once a month. I'm finding I'm on the road a lot.
I'm amazed. She's on the road. I'm like, you're in where? And that was like 20 minutes ago, and you're on your way where? And you're going to be there for how long, and then be back where?
Yeah. Over 600,000 kilometers on my car now.
Oh.
625, I think I had.
Oh,
Got a
wow.
little Toyota.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, anyways, I do my meditations. I do drop-ins in different towns and cities. I usually
So what
couple
towns?
them.
Let's talk about them. What towns?
Well, I do Cardston.
Cardston.
I usually do a 4-week series down there a couple times a year. That's kind of shifting and changing as well. I do that through the Caring Connections. So, basically with caregivers and whatnot. But it's a drop-in and sponsored, and it's really, like, I think we charge $5 a person.
Oh.
And so the rest is sponsored, so you don't have to worry about that. I do, once in a while, I'll do Claire's Home, but I think I'm going to start doing once a month in Claire's Home for a
Right.
drop-in meditation coming up in the fall. I also lead mediumship circles and workshops.
Circle is fun.
Yeah,
It's
that's in
exciting.
my
Never
circle
a
in
dull
Lethbridge.
moment.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment. Mediumship.
No.
Fantastic over there in the other dimension.
Yeah. And so William and I actually travel to different towns as well in
Medicine
cities.
Hat.
Yeah, we've been to Medicine Hat, Claire's Home, Lethbridge. We've been. I'm trying to think where else we've been. We've done a couple in Claire's Home now, actually, and those are the introduction to mediumship or exploring your intuition. Those kind of workshops. Another thing I do private sessions at home. I typically like to do them at home. I usually pick one day a week, and that's people come to my house and we do a couple sessions and.
So in a session, we're talking, what are we doing in a session?
Well, we either do a healing session with the bowls,
Right.
Or we do a mediumship session, or actually, usually when I do mediumistic work, I'm, back and forth between mediumistic and psychic. But
Right.
yesterday I had a client that just wanted psychic. She said, I don't care about anything else. I don't care about them over on the other side.
So
They're
that's like
fine."
intuitive.
Yeah, so
But
she
they are
wanted
fine
me
over
to-
there on the other side,
Oh,
actually.
yeah,
They
they
are.
are.
They're wonderful over there.
Yeah.
We're the
So-
ones with the issues.
Right. So yeah, I do some psychic readings and some mediumistic readings. I also facilitate clarity and confidence workshops and retreats as well.
Is that coming up in June?
Well, the clarity and confidence one, I've got. I'm doing an alumni day in June. I haven't actually picked the date yet.
I noticed that. That's why I said, bring all your dates.
So yeah, that one's clarity and confidence. I do a 1 to 2 day workshop where I create a space for people to figure out what it is that they really want from the inside with clarity and confidence. And then from there, we branch out into a couple of different things: how to listen to anything and not take it personally, how to acknowledge your boundaries, and how to make powerful requests. Those 3 components, after learning who I was with clarity and confidence, have changed my life.
I think a lot of people go through life wondering, what's my purpose in
Yep,
life? What
I
am
agree.
I doing here? And there's a lot of that. I think most of the people that I talk to, they just don't know. But they feel something's changing within them, and it's like their insides are saying, wake up! And I think taking steps like visiting somebody who can help, like you, or doing a workshop, or doing some crystal bowl work, I think that's all raising the vibration.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
how would you suggest somebody if they're like, just because you said it, now I need to know why. How do you get from not knowing who you are to knowing who you are?
That's a good question, actually. So how this worked for me is in 2007, I was at a personal development workshop out in the Squamish Mountains in BC.
Okay,
And they had one of the facilitators had come in. I find when I'm grumpy, I get the most change. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and they brought in this facilitator, and I'm like, seriously, we want to go to bed. Anyways, so Greg Moore's Montana walked in, and he had this program called Heart Virtues, which by the end of this process, he developed a process that literally from the inside out, you get to figure out what it is that drives you, what you're willing to die for, but is also the most vulnerable piece about you. And so through this process, this actually came to him while he was working in convalescent homes as a monk. So he was a monk for 6 or 8 years, I can't remember. Anyways, he's wrote a book called Learn Your Heart Virtue to Be Who You Are. And so anyways, we went through this process, and it was like, I was like, oh yeah, that's okay, that's pretty good. And then for some reason, I won the book that he was giving out for free.
Oh, wonderful.
And so
I
I
like
took
winning.
the book, 2 o'clock in the morning, stumbled to the back of this tent and get him to sign it. And he said, what are you committed to? What's your heart virtue? And what had come to me was, I'm committed to empowering myself. And he said, oh, well, what if you were not just committed to empowering yourself, but committed to self-empowerment? And what happened was it
kind of
almost,
sounds like the same thing.
but it's not. It's the gift that I give to the world, not just myself. But it was like he shone a light right on my soul, and I was like, "You saw me!" And your body can't deny what it is. So not once has anybody gone through this process and not got it, not once. And so I took his book and read his book on the way home. And once I got home, I finished his book, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, "I love my life! I love my life!" I felt like an idiot. I'm not kidding.
I make people say that often.
Right?
I love me. It's like homework. I make people say that as their homework.
Well, this changed my life. I called him. His number was in the book, and I said, look, I need to talk to you. I need to learn how to do this for other people. And he said, okay, I charge $500 for a 2-hour session. Let's get together. And I said, no, you don't understand. You're training me to do this. And he said, okay. So we worked out a deal, and within 6 weeks, I was a Heart Virtues expert. And I flew down to California with him and his team and became his lead trainer within, I don't know how many months. And we traveled around and did this. So anyways, now I don't travel around so much down there. So now I just do this here. So if you want to know that, you can check out Greg Moore's Montana. Him and his wife, Tamara Montana, they are still in the States doing their thing.
Wow.
But yeah.
Making a difference in the world, I think, is, we all got to do our part. I always like to put the post up, be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see. Rather than just saying, oh, I think things are terrible. Well, then go fix it. Go do something within you that makes the world seem better. Even if it's just a small thing, but I think helping people in volunteering time. I know I was talking with somebody this week, and I asked them, if you're always asking God for stuff, what do you do for him? And they're just like, oh, never thought of that one.
I find that gratitude for the higher power and gratitude for everything in my life exacerbates it.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like gratitude is the base of all things.
Absolutely. It really, and I think it snowballs and brings more good things too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
There's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that when you're grateful for what you have, and then you go around and spread that gratefulness by helping other people too, and exactly what you're doing is helping people. It's like every single person that walks through the door, your intention probably is to empower and make them feel better.
My intention for the people that walk through the door, well, for my meditations anyways, and actually all this stuff, is that every single person that comes in experiences themselves on an extraordinary level.
Right.
That's my intention.
That is, that is great. That is really, a good feeling too, because I know I do that too. And when I get people who call back a couple years later and they're like, that actually changed my life, that from there. And I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. Wasn't me. It was you. You did the work.
Yeah, and that's what that clarity and confidence process is all about. I create the container, and you do the work. And
Yeah.
not one person has never not got it. I've done it for a crowd of one and a crowd of 253 people at once, and they all got it. And
Wow.
it's life-changing. Absolutely life-changing.
That is, yeah, that is. I know even, with the group that we work with in Circle. And I guess we can go to, I'll just see what time. Oh, we are flying by, hey. But anyway, I just want to mention that we are on Jess FM in downtown Lethbridge. I'm Deb from Debbz Den. You can get a hold of me at Debbz Den, DebbzDen.com. And all my information is there. And I'm an angel empowerment practitioner. And Jade, your title is Jade's Alchemy Connection? Or?
Yes, jadesalchemyconnection.com. I'm on Facebook if you want to find me there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm on Instagram too.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Instagrammer yet. I'm trying.
I'm trying to. I just figured out how to put words on pictures, so from now on you'll have my own personal pictures with my little sayings.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good.
So, it's, and same with here at Jess too. Everything is always changing and growing and getting better, is the point of what we're doing here. So, let's talk about Circle a little bit.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, so.
Well, we have 3 development circles right now in Lethbridge. We have beginners, intermediates, and then the advanced. Reverend William Pellick, and his beautiful wife Sharon and I started the
Both
Lethbridge.
doctor?
Yeah, doctor. Right, she was doctor too.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, my title is just Mrs. or Mom.
I'm just Deb.
Yeah, there you go. So we have intake twice a year, September and January, where if you want to come in and check out the circles, we have an orientation, of course, in September. We haven't got a date yet for that, but we'll let everybody know through the Lethbridge Spiritualist Center, through Jade's Alchemy Connection, and probably come on back. Back here
and also a meetup.
Oh, and meetup, right.
And their meetup is also has information too.
Right. So joining a development circle is different for everybody. So for me, when I first joined the development circle, my goal was I wanted to be a platform medium. That's where I wanted to be in front of the room doing what they were doing because I thought that was cool. But I have people in Calgary that have been in Circle since I started in Circle, and they're still in Circle just wanting to connect with the spirit world, just wanting to get more in tune with their own energy. And so if that's what you want to do, awesome, come on in. There's never any pressure to do anything. It's always with peace and love, and it's always about healing.
There's a little pushing. She pushes.
Well, I push with love.
Yeah.
But that's the advanced group.
Yeah.
So once you get to the advanced group, there's a little pushing.
It makes it more fun. It really does make it more fun when you're challenged, and it is challenging every week.
Tonight should be a good challenge.
Oh, good.
I'm excited.
Oh, okay. Now you mentioned it. What are we doing?
I'm not saying.
It's always exciting.
Yeah.
And did you hear that laugh? That means she's going to make us do something difficult.
Just pushing, expand your boundaries. That's all it is. So the circles are, I think it's $10 per session.
Yeah,
you
that's
pay
what it
for the
works out
whole
to.
session.
Or
Anyway,
3 payments, 3
right.
installments over from January till the end of May.
Yeah.
And
And all of that money, we're not getting rich off this, just so you know, we're all volunteers. So the money from the circle goes into the Lethbridge Spiritualist Center. So what the Lethbridge Spiritualist Center does is we do Sunday services, and so this is the money that we make is partially made to pay for the space, because we rent space from the Community of Christ Church, and it's also we have a what's it called? Not a sponsorship. Is that what's it called? No, a scholarship. We have a scholarship for our circle leaders. Once a year, we send our circle leaders to the Arthur Findlay College in the UK.
ooh, that gives me shivers.
Yeah, which is a world-renowned. It's where mediums go in the world to train, And so what we do is we take our circle leaders over there, bring them back, and then we share what we learned here with our students. And so I've been there a couple times now. Actually, I got to serve on the platform at the Arthur Findlay service, which was, oh my gosh, that was like a huge bucket list item for me. Huge.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome. That would be
awesome. So yeah, so it's the Lethbridge Spiritualist Center is a great place to, you know, I just have to say this. I think of church and I think, ooh, because my definition of church was never really a positive experience as a kid. Even as an adult, it wasn't very fun for me, you know. And this Spiritualist Center is somewhere where everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter what religion you are or not. It's just a place for people to come, to commune, to, you know, to connect and to heal. So,
I agree.
yeah.
Well, I know I've been through, I mean, I was born and raised a religion, and went, you know, I was taught by nuns growing up and things like that. And I don't have anything negative to say about church or the priests or their systems and everything, but it was never quite enough for me. I'm always searching. I'm not saying I'm done searching. I'm always searching. I've been through over 16 different churches, and I'm not judging any of them in any way. Each to their own, but I do find with the Spiritualist Center, I feel a lot closer to God. I feel that connection to Spirit is real, and the connection to the Creator is uplifting right through your whole spirit. And, you know, there doesn't have to be so many rules besides be good to one another.
Yeah, and I feel like the Spiritualist Center, we create the space for you to connect to God. We're not preaching about God and
No.
all, that's not what it's about. It's about, for me, it's about my relationship with the higher power.
And that's what I think that's the difference there, is
Yeah.
that they teach you, or going to circle teaches you to connect, and I believe it teaches us that we're all light.
Oh, absolutely.
That every single one of us, we don't die.
No.
And that's another
we're a
thing.
Spirit having a very physical experience.
Right,
Yeah.
and that becomes very real when you experience mediumship. And not only are you, like with me, when you're sitting in a room with 12 or 14 people who are all experiencing their own versions, their way, under guidelines or under intention, and it's just an amazing process to see people growing and people receiving messages, and it's incredible.
It is. It is. It's a very cool experience. And it's very interesting that, you know, a lot of people, for me, I had to Google what a medium was. I didn't know. Like, seriously, I've never been I didn't get called to this until very late in life. And everything just kind of shows up. But this gift is in every single person on the earth.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of, number one, being aware and wanting it. Number
Right.
two, wanting to develop it. And number three, having the time and the space and the resources to do that. And so part of our mission in, not just in Lethbridge, but even in Calgary, at the Calgary First Spiritualist Church.
And there's one in Edmonton also.
Yeah. Is to create a space where anybody can come and do this. There's lots of different formats to do it in.
There's one in Fort McLeod also.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there is one in Fort McLeod. You know, we offer different, you know, intuition workshops, mediumship workshops, circles,
Painting.
spirit
Spirit
painting.
painting,
They're doing
that was fun.
in Calgary this weekend, actually, at the
Oh.
First Spiritualist.
Okay.
Claudia Remy and I can't remember the other guy's name. Anyways, Claudia and I came up in the ranks together.
Oh,
She's
nice.
an amazing medium. She works all over Calgary and Okotoks and whatnot. Yeah, she's fabulous. So they're doing a spirit portrait workshop this weekend, and it's a drop-in
Wow.
at the CFSC. Yeah, I can't remember the price, but if you're in Calgary and you're listening or watching or whatever, check it out at the Calgary First Spiritualist Church.ca.
We had Shelley Ewell come from
UK?
England or Great Britain. I'm not sure. We're same thing. But she was on my show too.
Yeah.
She did come in, and I loved that weekend. That was
Yes.
an amazing weekend of, and the art that she does is like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things. And the messages that come from the art was, it was just very, very enlightening weekend.
Yeah,
She was fantastic. Really appreciated Shelley.
We have something coming up this weekend.
And this is what we're talking about.
In Lethbridge, we
Mhm.
have a mini readings, and I don't know if it's not a craft sale. There's a couple of different vendors that'll be there.
Yeah,
right?
I think there'll be vendors downstairs.
Yeah, and then we have I think 5 or 6 different mediums. I'll be there the whole time from 1 till 4,
Mhm.
and you book your session. It's $20 for 20 minutes, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
if you're
That's-
not even really sure about what this is all about, and you're just a little curious, this is the perfect way to just kind of dip your toes in the water.
You know what also is that it's Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, it is.
And there's a lot of people who actually, it's not often, it's often that I know people everybody's going to lose their family, and sooner or later it's going to happen to everybody. But, wouldn't it be a nice gift to give somebody the gift of maybe having that opportunity to
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
see what Mom's doing for Mother's Day?
Yeah, so if you want tickets, they are pre-sale. I don't know if there'll be any at the door or not. I'm not really sure about that. So if you are planning on coming, I would suggest either going to Lethbridge Spiritualist Center on Facebook. There's an event
Right.
that you can click through to, and I think it's Eventbrite.
Actually, I've shared it on Jess FM this
Okay,
morning
and
too.
Jess FM as well. Also on mine. I think I did that this morning. Or you can go to the
don't
website,
mind.
lethbridgespiritualistcenter.ca, and you book your session, your time, and then you come in and you get a 20-minute reading by one of our fabulous mediums.
And we're trained, very, very ethically trained. And
Absolutely. We are part of the Spiritualist Church of Canada, which has, very, I would say, fairly strict ethics.
Yes.
We're not chasing people down the street saying, "Hey, your dead mother's following you." That's
used
not
to do
something
that.
we do.
Well, it used to be difficult because I would see it, and then once the spirit from the other side realized I could see and knew they were there, it was like they want to talk to me. Now they know I can see them. The secret's out, and they have a message. It's much more. I've learned things like not only the etiquette of it, but also boundaries. And I think if anybody's out there and they think that they're having, problems or issues that they could go and start learning
Right.
and realize that you need boundaries. If
Well,
you're
not
seeing
just
spirit
boundaries.
out of your will, where
Yeah.
it's not in your will, or your children are seeing spirit, you need to not be so scared, but learn and learn how to take care of yourself.
That's the same. I feel I'm just going to touch base on empaths as well, because empaths are people who feel other people's energy. And just like there's ethics this is my own opinion, my ethics in mediumship, where I will only do mediumship when invited to do so. I would never come up to someone and say, "Hey, by the way," no, the spirit knows now that this is the deal. They have to get that person to me. And so instead of harassing me, they go harass their people and push them and show them beautiful signs. And I feel it's the same with empaths. So we're all empaths. And, I have a lot of people that come to me and say, "Oh, I'm just so overwhelmed because I can feel everybody's energy, and oh my goodness." And I say to them, their energy is none of your business. You need to train yourself to be able to stop that, because it's a violation. And
It is.
I've had that violation to me. And all it is a set of skills. Now, meditation is at the core of this, because when we meditate and we get more familiar with our own energy and the subtleties within our energy, when somebody else's energy starts to come into our field, we can notice that subtlety right now and say, "Nope, that's not mine." And I know it can be overwhelming when you're starting out and you're like, I don't know how to do it. Well, call us.
Yeah.
That's a big part of what the circle is for. If you're an
The
empath
support.
that is overwhelmed, come to the circle or an introduction to mediumship or intuitive workshop or whatever, and learn how to create those boundaries. Or even just come to the meditations, because we do
Or
that
watch
in
Debbz
our
Den.
meditations. Or watch Debbz Den. Because it
Den,
doesn't have
yeah.
to be overwhelming for you. It doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that is the thing too, is that I've also talked with people, and they're like, well, I know what you're thinking. And I'm like, first of all, do you like it when somebody says, I know what you're thinking? Because if you're saying, it's none of your business what they're thinking, for one thing. And if people a lot of people get worried, oh, what will they think of me? And, oh, I think that they think this of me. I'm like, really, that is none of your business. Now, I don't know what you're thinking, but stop it.
I had a woman come up to me in the grocery store, just an acquaintance, and she said to me, we were visiting about a workshop that I was doing coming up, and she said, you're not reading my mind right now, are you? I said, oh, absolutely not. I don't want to know.
And you know what? I find, I look at it myself, that I don't do that either at all, because,
No.
I mean, we're trained not to do that. If you're coming to me and you're asking me a question, and you want a reading, let me know. But other than that, if you don't ask me, you're not going to get anything from me. You might know what I do, but if you don't ask, I might be able to see your mom or your grandma standing right next to you, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't know if you're ready for it. I don't know. I might suggest that, well, your mom might sit next to you, but if you don't pursue and ask me about that, I let it go. I don't go following people and saying, oh, by the way.
Well, and Hollywood's done a really great job with opening up mediumship, really.
Yeah.
Truly it has. And, there's lots of people in this community, the spiritualist community, that are frustrated with, like the Long Island medium. Well, she's a fabulous medium. She's amazing. And when you watch her show, it's, she's chasing people down, not down the street, but you know what I mean? But
actually almost anywhere.
Yeah, but the show doesn't share the context of her development. Because when they started the show, all they said was she used to have anxiety attacks. Well, if you read her books, that's not true. She went through years of development circles.
Oh, good.
Absolutely she did.
Oh, good.
Absolutely. And now they have this new kid. Oh, I love him. The Hollywood medium. Oh, I just want to pinch his cheeks.
I never watch these things.
Oh,
I don't have
they're on
regular
YouTube, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have is YouTube, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
What else do you need?
Netflix, maybe, but.
Oh, yeah, maybe, just once in a while. But mostly, and I think things are going towards YouTube, and that's why we have a YouTube show. You can catch us on YouTube, Jess FM. It's Jess FM on the website, jessfm.ca. It's Jess TV on Facebook and YouTube. And then it's jessfm.ca also on their website. And the website runs free movies all day, or our shows. So you can always catch us there. If you go onto YouTube and you do the Jess FM, the Lethbridge's favorite radio station, and you can go through the playlists and you hit Debbz Den, you can most of my, not all, but most of about 30 of my shows are up on the playlist under Debbz Den if you're looking for my shows. And Jade's been here before too, so we can go back on that too. But it's always fun to be around like-minded people, and it's great when you spend your life thinking you're maybe the only one, and you realize you're different, very different than everybody else. And Debbie's always been different. But I found people who are different too, and it's wonderful when you find your tribe. And it's really good, the companionship and the trust,
Community.
the community that we have there, and the laughs, really, and the tears.
We never laugh.
Oh, sometimes there's tears, and it's emotional, and there's so much love when giving a message. I believe.
Well, that's the whole purpose of medium. For me, the purpose of mediumship is to prove life after death, that our souls survive, but also healing. That is the basis of why we do this. Why I do this is the healing.
Yeah, and it's especially when somebody loses a family member or a child or a parent, it's devastating. And just to have them words of reassurance, the words that, things that nobody else could ever know happened, and the medium's allowed to bring that out. The spirit will tell them that, this is going to let them know that I'm here. There's no way the medium could possibly know some of the stuff that comes out. There's no way.
Yeah. I had a reading, and I'm not going to mention any names.
Of course not.
Because she's probably watching. Anyways, no, I don't think I can say it. No, I can't share it. I can't. Anyways, it was pretty wild. It shocked me. I'm like, how? What? Because the information that comes through may not make sense to the medium, but it does to the sitter, and that's why we say some crazy things sometimes that we think is crazy, but the sitter, that's the one piece that they were wanting to hear
Right.
from. Do you know what I mean? To
And
prove.
it could be something that the medium's thinking, I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
say it. But meanwhile, if they say it, that is the one trigger point that says, that's definitely who I think it is. There isn't a doubt now. And
Another thing that came up actually yesterday, or comes up often actually, is death there is no pain in death. There's no pain in death. There's pain in dying, but there is no pain in death. That was something that was, I really took a while to think about that yesterday, because that was one of the things that one of the spirits that I brought through yesterday for one of my clients had said, is death did not hurt, because that was something that she was really worried about, that it hurt for this person to die. And it doesn't.
no.
Death does not, that transition does not hurt.
Yeah. So then, how do we see the other side?
I think that's different for everybody. I know for me, it's changed actually for me, because I used to get things kind of externally coming at me, like I could hear a voice, or I would see spirit, but like I'm remembering a movie. That's kind of how it used to come in, and now it's a little different, where I feel like I shift into sharing space with the spirit world. You know what I mean? From a heart-centered place. And from there, it's like I am the spirit world, if that makes any sense. But again, it's such a subtle energy that it's not like we can just barrel through it and know exactly, this is how I see, this is how I hear, this is how I feel, because it's constantly changing. And thank God it's constantly changing, because then it's fun to
We're
learn
evolving.
and develop. And
Yeah.
and the whole purpose of life is to evolve.
Never
right?
a dull moment over in circle.
No, never.
Never a dull moment there. Even when we're sitting in silence, there's still something going on that's pretty profound. It's great.
Yeah, very much
What I
so.
was thinking, though, is that, there's a very fine veil between here and there, and that, do you believe that they just exist with us, just on another level? A different frequency, maybe?
That's a very interesting question. There's been lots of research done on that, and I'm not familiar with the research, so I don't know if I'm the best one to answer that. And I know that, I've heard lots of my mentors speak about the different dimensions and the different layers, and it's honestly, it confuses me. So I like to keep things simple.
Okay. Well, I would maybe you can think of it as like a TV. Everything is on the TV show. Everything's there, but if I change the channel, I'm still watching it through the box. I'm just changing the channel.
There you go. That's a good way to think about it.
And I just seen this yesterday. Actually, this morning I was kind of studying on what I could ask you some questions, and so I actually was doing some research on what it is that everybody is still all in the plane, and everybody is still around us, and we just can't see them because we're not on that channel. We're on channel Earth.
That's
3D, and there might be on Earth 4D or Earth 5D, and us as mediums, we just have to switch. We can still, TV's still on, but we're just going to change the channel and then come back.
That's an interesting. I'll have to think about that for a while.
Yeah.
My brain's a little fuzzy on that. I'll have to really spend some time with that.
Well, there's all kinds of theories, but I do believe that our loved ones stay with us. That when they cross, they're just crossing the veil. They're not actually leaving us forever. They still can come talk to us if we need them. We just have to ask.
Absolutely.
And I think that they come. And I think a lot of people have experienced this. And there's too many people who've experienced it for it just not to be imagination. But that's how I feel.
Cool. Yeah, they're there. They're always there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question.
So it's a comfort to know that when somebody crosses over, and if you need to talk to somebody who's crossed over, come on down to the Spiritualist Center, or it's at 425 11th Street South, Lethbridge, Alberta, where you can come in on Saturday from 1 till 4. And there'll be probably crystals, probably things like, there probably will be, I'm not sure, but there'll be a few of our marketers. People from our center will be having tables, I believe, downstairs.
Downstairs, yeah. Mediums are upstairs, tables are
Mhm.
downstairs. And then Sunday,
And there's usually tea and stuff like
Oh,
that
yeah.
there too. There's
Tea and
all
crumpets.
there's always tea and cookies.
Yeah.
It's cookie
Uh,
haven over there.
Sunday night at 7 o'clock,
Aha.
I will be the medium for our Mother's Day service. We also have Roger Metz coming in, who I've known for a few years now. He's been in
Mhm.
Circle, and fabulous guy, fabulous energy. And he's spent the last couple of months going through a transformational journey. And so he's going to share with us what that journey has been like for him. So he spent some time traveling. He's spent a lot of
He's-
time in contemplation. I think he was in Dubai or something, or not Bali.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
he was my guest just a few weeks ago.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and he was really we got. I felt like I was on the hot seat. I felt like I was in therapy for a minute there.
Nice.
It's like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, he's a character. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to his talk tomorrow
Mhm.
night, and then after his talk, I'll bring through some messages from Spirit, and yeah, it
Mhm.
should be great.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. He took us through a meditation. If you're wondering, it's just back a few weeks ago under Debbz Den, and it's on YouTube, I think. Still, I'm not sure if it's there, but it is on Facebook on my Debbz Den or Deb Nickel pages. And he took us and he turned us into animals.
Oh wow,
And
that'd
we
be cool.
became a wild animal in the
Nice.
jungle and went for a big run.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of
Cool.
It was really exciting.
If you would like to join us tonight too, I'll be over at the Spiritualist Center, 425 11th Street South, bringing my crystal singing bowls and my Zafir Shanty.
Mhm.
Tonight's meditation, it starts at 5:30, doors lock at 5:30, and we go to 6:45. So we got an hour and 15 minutes, and it's all facilitated. Like, I'll guide you through it all.
Mhm.
And tonight's meditation, we're working on physically healing.
Basically,
So if you're sore, I'm a little sore, so I needed some healing. So that's what we're doing tonight.
that sounds exciting because I know this is the time of year where people's kind of get when you're shifting through.
Yep.
A lot of people when you're shifting from
Mhm.
one season to the next. And Sunday we had a blizzard storm, and then Sunday afternoon it was beautiful and hot and sunny and green grass, and Sunday morning was a blizzard. And that's tough on people.
It is.
But welcome to Southern Alberta.
Yeah, right? So yeah, if you want to come to the meditation, it's $10. It's a drop-in. You don't have to register or anything. Just pop in, and
Mhm.
yeah, it should be great.
Okay. We're getting close to our time here, and I know that we're going to have to run off to go to meditation
Yes,
here.
we are.
Hopefully. So we're going to actually do a little bit of a meditation if you like,
Yeah,
if you
I
want to
can do
lead
it
in a
just a real
meditation.
Quick one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We just got a few more minutes here. And again, if you want to get a hold of Jade, how do they get a hold of you?
You can go to my Facebook page, Jade's Alchemy Connection, or you can email me at jadesalchemyconnection@gmail.com, or my website, Jade's Alchemy Connection.
Or
There's a
Instagram.
theme there. Oh yeah, Instagram. I check that once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best way is maybe through
Probably Facebook is the best
Facebook,
way,
yeah,
because I'm on
Facebook.
there every day.
Yeah, and we'll leave a link also on the page. Actually, there is one right. I think I shared your Alchemy Connection already on
I think so,
it
yeah.
this morning and stuff.
Mhm.
But we'll do it again, and we'll let you attach it to the show.
Perfect. Awesome.
So,
So I'm just going to do a quick grounding
Okay.
meditation. It'll take maybe a minute or two. And so whether you're sitting there listening or watching, either way, you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hit anything.
I'm gonna move this here out of the way. Are we okay with everything else here?
Yeah,
or you're
everything's
all right?
fine. Yeah.
You want to move that glass? Is it too close?
No, it should be good.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, just take a couple of deep breaths. Just allow yourself to relax wherever you're sitting. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. And just take a minute. Let your breath become natural, organic, and comfortable. Just noticing where your breath moves as it moves in your body and as it moves out. Just in your mind's eye, watching where that breath moves. slowly noticing roots growing out the bottom of your feet and moving down through the floor and into Mother Earth. And not just seeing your roots moving down through Mother Earth, but actually feeling and experiencing your roots moving down, down, down. Gently smelling the little dusty smell as the earth is displaced to make room for your roots. Noticing as your roots grow down to the center of the earth, there are 3 boulders placed specifically for you to wrap your roots around and fasten you securely to Mother Earth. Watching as your roots grow around each one of the boulders. And now in your mind's eye, looking up and seeing Mother Earth standing about 5 paces off, with her arms outstretched, inviting you into her open embrace. I encourage you to step into that open embrace, feeling her arms wrap around you and experiencing unconditional love and acceptance. As you breathe in, feeling that unconditional love and acceptance. Feeling grounded, feeling accepted, and feeling loved. Cool. Feel calmer, feel more grounded, feel more centered. That's the intention.
We get to come back up to our body.
No, you get to stay grounded.
Oh, we're staying grounded today. We're not coming back.
No, we're going to stay grounded.
Oh, great. I need to be grounded. I'm up there sometimes, most of the time. But I like it up there. But being grounded is so important. If you haven't been grounded,
That's all it takes.
it's really difficult. Life is because your spirit is up here and your body's over here, and you're somewhat conflicting every once in a while, you know. But once you get grounded, you can really feel, wow, I'm there, and I don't care what anybody thinks. It's really great. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that one.
Thank you for having me on again. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and thanks for coming in, and I'm looking forward to Saturday, and, you know, even if you want to give a gift or anything, you know, call, and, you know, maybe a loved one would like to visit somebody from the other side, or maybe you've lost somebody and you're really missing them, and you can, you know, take a chance. Can't guarantee anything, can't force anything, but if you make an intention, I think they show up when you make
They show up.
intention. They
They
do.
do.
So yeah, that is great, and we are at time. So I'm Deb. Thanks for coming and watching Debbz Den again. I am Deb from Nickel, and I am Debbz Den, Angel Empowerment Practitioner is my page on Facebook, and I'm Debbz Den on all other platforms, from Twitter to Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, and also just any Gmail. I'm Debbz Den all over. That's me. And thank you for watching Just TV. And Jade, once more, your number, your connection.
Jade's Alchemy Connection.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Jade,
Facebook or
Facebook
Instagram, all those, yeah.
And again, we're going to go to the Spiritualist Center here, just at 425 11th Street South, Lethbridge, and we gotta go because meditation starts in
29 minutes.
29
Yeah.
minutes. It's time to go. Thanks for watching Debbz Den. We'll see you next week.